The boxing world has been shaken by shocking reports suggesting that Oleksandr Usyk could withdraw from the Rico Verhoeven fight after reportedly suffering a serious injury during camp. Fans had been expecting a historic showdown. However, major doubts are now beginning to surround the entire event. Meanwhile, Oleksandr Usyk has directly addressed the growing injury rumors and admitted that issues inside camp have impacted the plans for the Rico Verhoeven fight. Despite the setback, Usyk remained confident and thanked fans for their patience as uncertainty around the huge crossover clash continues to increase. Frank Warren later revealed the financial disaster caused by Oleksandr Usyk's injury situation and made it clear that the camp had heavily invested in the Rico Verhoeven fight. With training costs continuing to rise, this sudden setback has left everyone involved frustrated and disappointed.
You know, it's a big fight, he's trained very hard. If you don't fight, you don't get paid. You imagine the cost involved in a training camp, you know, booking places to set the camp up, bringing the sparring partners in, the nutritionists, the chefs, trainers and everybody, and you don't get paid. It's a massive loss. You can't insure it, or if you do, you know, it costs a fortune to insure, but very, very disappointing.
Liam Goff also responded to the growing speculation and suggested that Oleksandr Usyk may have suffered an ankle injury during camp. At the moment, details remain unclear. However, the fact that multiple people are now questioning Usyk's condition has made fans even more concerned about the Rico Verhoeven fight.
And suffered some sort of ankle injury. Maybe I was just seeing things with that one. But he is injured. It's not really specifying. I don't know why. I'm sure I saw it was ankle, but maybe not. Maybe I was just seeing Eddie Hearn highlight how intense modern fight camps have become, with fighters constantly pushing themselves through brutal sparring sessions. That is why many fans now believe Oleksandr Usyk may have genuinely suffered the injury while preparing for the dangerous challenge of Rico Verhoeven.
Was sparring. Now, it's the first time where we consistently had 7 or 8 guys in camp, living in camp, training with him day in, day out. And it made a big difference in the fight. So I think he knows that the way that he's going to improve is time in the gym and also the quality of...
Johnny Nelson did not hold back and appeared furious over the chaos surrounding camp activities ahead of the Rico Verhoeven fight. With Oleksandr Usyk now being linked to injury problems, many fans are beginning to question whether things inside camp became far too reckless before such a massive event.
The source is good. The source is good. And so when I'm hearing these things, I'm like, nah. And so it's popping out left, right, and centre. The source is good. And so to me, I just shook my head. And when I'd heard all...
Frank Warren then admitted that the news arrived very late and instantly caused panic behind the scenes. From broadcasters to fans, everyone was left stunned as uncertainty continued growing around Oleksandr Usyk and whether the Rico Verhoeven showdown could realistically still happen.
The people direct and then make a decision if he's out.
Okay. When did you first learn about this, Frank?
Very late this afternoon.
Okay, so it's been a stressful day.
To say the least. For the fighters as well. It's a shame for the fighters, for everybody involved. TV companies and more importantly for the fans. Riyadh season, you know, His Excellency, everybody involved with this. We're all gutted, but what can you do? That's
Dwayne "The Rock" Plamian raised serious concerns after closely watching Oleksandr Usyk and hinted that the injury may be worse than people initially expected. Some fans are now even wondering whether the shocking setback could affect Usyk far beyond the Rico Verhoeven fight itself.
Probably shouldn't be doing that, right? There he goes again. Now again, I'm no doctor. I don't know, but it does seem like that's a bit of an issue.
Eddie Hearn kept his reaction brief, but the tension in his words revealed everything. Right now, nobody in boxing seems completely certain about what will happen next with Oleksandr Usyk and Rico Verhoeven. The injury rumors continue growing stronger with every passing hour, and many insiders now believe the situation behind closed doors is far more serious than fans originally imagined. What makes this even bigger is the scale of the event itself, because this crossover fight had already attracted massive global attention. Now, the entire boxing world is waiting for one final decision from Team Usyk.
We'll see what happens, but that's for them to overcome now, and it's a very difficult situation.
Frank Warren once again emphasized how painful this entire situation has become for everyone involved in the Oleksandr Usyk camp. Huge amounts of money had already been invested into preparations for Rico Verhoeven, and now everything is hanging in the balance because of the reported injury. Fans often only witness fight night. However, behind the scenes, these camps require an unbelievable amount of money, effort, and energy. From sparring partners to elite nutrition teams, every detail had already been finalized. That is why this possible withdrawal has shocked the boxing industry so heavily.
Trained very hard. If you don't fight, you don't get paid. You imagine the cost involved in a training camp, you know, booking places to set the camp up, bringing the sparring partners in, the nutritionists, the chefs, trainers and everybody, and you don't get paid. It's a massive loss. You can't insure it, or if you do, you know, it costs a fortune to insure. But very, very disappointing.
Wade Plamian then explained exactly why Oleksandr Usyk would have been such a nightmare matchup for Rico Verhoeven inside a boxing ring. According to him, Usyk's movement, timing, and ring IQ operate on a completely different level compared to most heavyweights in combat sports. Even Rico supporters understood how difficult this challenge would have been because Usyk punishes every small mistake with elite footwork and accuracy. That is why fans were so excited for this clash, as it was expected to test whether Rico's toughness and pressure could overcome one of the smartest boxers in the world.
Frame with his lead hand, keep the distance, which he does such a good job of. If you move forward, he moves back. You cut an angle, he cuts an angle, right? He just mirrors what you do. And the moment you make a mistake or overcommit, he touches you with the lead hand. That's first.
Frank Warren also revealed that doctors immediately stepped in after Oleksandr Usyk's injury concerns started becoming more serious. According to Warren, even the medication had to undergo careful checks before anything could be approved, showing just how closely monitored the situation has become. That instantly raised even more questions among fans because, if the injury were minor, there likely would not be this level of concern surrounding treatment and recovery. Right now, the uncertainty around Usyk's physical condition is making the Rico Verhoeven fight appear more unstable with every passing day.
Doctor examined him, give him some medication, but the medication he gave him, it obviously had to be checked that it didn't.
Adam Smith believes the drama surrounding Oleksandr Usyk and Rico Verhoeven has actually made the event even bigger despite all the controversy. Boxing fans around the world are now fully invested in the story because nobody knows whether the fight will collapse or somehow still move forward. The injury rumors, heated reactions, and uncertainty surrounding camp have generated massive attention online. At this stage, every new update involving Oleksandr Usyk instantly goes viral because people desperately want answers regarding the future of this crossover showdown.
Twice as big for the casual fans. Do we condone it? I mean, in boxing terms, should that happen at a head-to-head? Of course not, but these things do happen. This is the fight business, and it's just made it even bigger, and we wait to see what happens next.
Tony Bellew gave huge respect to Rico Verhoeven's dangerous kickboxing ability, but still made it clear that boxing is Oleksandr Usyk's world. According to Bellew, the early rounds may have been awkward because of Rico's size, movement, and pressure. However, once Usyk settled into his rhythm, he likely would have started taking complete control of the fight. At the same time, Bellew admitted that if Rico somehow managed to defeat Oleksandr Usyk inside a boxing ring, it would become one of the biggest shocks combat sports has ever witnessed. That is exactly why fans were so fascinated by this matchup before the injury news exploded across the boxing world.
Kickboxing match, I'm trying to tell you, Alexander's in an awful lot of trouble. Do not take a kick off him. Thankfully for Oleksandr Usyk, this is a boxing match. And I think once them first 3 or 4 rounds pass, and that awkwardness and stance and style Oleksandr Usyk figures out, I think Rico could be in for a hard night's work.
I mean, someone saying it could change boxing forever if he wins, Rico. How does Rico go about trying to solve that puzzle of Usyk?
It'd be the greatest shock boxing's ever seen. If Rico Verhoeven is to defeat Oleksandr Usyk, it will be the greatest victory in boxing history.
Kubrat Pulev made it very clear that he was never fully convinced by the Oleksandr Usyk versus Rico Verhoeven matchup in the first place. While he respected Rico as an all-time great kickboxer, he still believed heavyweight boxing is a completely different world, especially against someone as technical and disciplined as Oleksandr Usyk. He also compared the situation to Francis Ngannou versus Tyson Fury, but pointed out that Usyk is a far more focused and dangerous operator inside the ring. Still, despite all the criticism, fans remain fascinated by the fight because Rico's power and unpredictability always created that one shocking what-if scenario.
This is not a fight I am a massive fan of, and now that I'm free, now that I can kind of, be more open about my opinions on this fight, I fucking hate this fight. I can't stand it. I understand the circus nature of it in terms of, like, big name kickboxer, one of the best of all time, if not the best of all time, coming in to fight an all-time great in the boxing space in his sport. We saw it with Francis Ngannou and Tyson Fury. The only difference there was, I think, more fans of Francis Ngannou, more of a what-if factor because of his punching power and because Fury was 550 pounds in that fight, accurate, not even exaggerating, we got a masterpiece in terms of what Francis did to the current heavyweight champion of the world. Now, this is a little different because Oleksandr Usyk is a massively different operator than Tyson Fury. He is a far better technical boxer than anyone at heavyweight, and he isn't really susceptible to one-punch KO power the same way Fury is when he comes in out of shape and blubbery. Now, is there the off chance that Rico catches Oleksandr Usyk? Yeah, sure. I understand. It's a fight. Anything can happen. But why is the WBC heavyweight champion of the world not just taking a recess from fighting the biggest and best boxers on the planet when he is the sitting champion, but also putting his title on the line to fight a kickboxer with one professional boxing match in his career? That's the big part that...
Max Kellerman and the panel sounded extremely confident that Oleksandr Usyk would still dominate Rico Verhoeven despite all the hype surrounding the crossover clash. According to them, Usyk is showing absolutely no signs of slowing down, even at 39 years old, and physically he appears stronger than ever. They also praised Usyk's disciplined preparation and mentality, which many believe separates him from every other heavyweight in boxing today. That is why the injury rumors shocked so many people, because fans genuinely believed they were about to witness Oleksandr Usyk at the absolute peak of his powers against one of combat sport's biggest names.
Even though Usyk's 39, I feel like he's at the top of his game.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any slippage at all. I feel like he's, and if you see the photos, it looks like Usyk put on a lot of muscle. I mean, this guy looks like a tank right now.
It's true.
Rico don't got a shot.
No shot.
Front, man. He ain't got no shot. It's ridiculous.
But what do you think of Usyk? Do you see Usyk as vulnerable?
Nah. Usyk, man, I feel like he's at his best right now. To be honest with you, it's just he's different. He's different. He takes care of himself. He preps himself properly. He's a different guy, man.
Here's the other thing, Shady. Mike Tyson was a much bigger sensation in his day than Usyk is in his day.
Yes.
Mike Tyson was much more feared and considered a more unbeatable heavyweight champion. He was in his mid-20s when he got upset by Douglas. Usyk's nearly 40. He's never captured the imagination of the public. He doesn't look invincible. And yet, if you said who would win, Usyk at his best or Tyson at his best, Tyson ain't beating Usyk.
I don't think so.
I don't even think Tyson...
Right now, the entire boxing world is standing still, waiting for one official update regarding Oleksandr Usyk and the Rico Verhoeven superfight. What originally started as one of the biggest crossover events in combat sports has now turned into complete uncertainty because of the serious ankle injury claims. Fans remain divided. Some believe Usyk will recover and still step into the ring, while others think this could be the moment the fight completely falls apart. What makes the situation even more intense is the fact that so many major voices, including trainers, promoters, and analysts, have all reacted differently, which only adds more confusion to the story. If Usyk is forced to withdraw, it would not only disappoint fans but also become a massive setback for one of the most talked about global boxing events in recent memory. On the other hand, if he recovers and returns, the hype surrounding this fight will grow even bigger because every second of anticipation is increasing the pressure point. One thing remains certain. Rico Verhoeven is still preparing as if the fight is happening, and he is ready for the biggest test of his career. Now, everyone waits for the final decision from Usyk's camp. Until then, the boxing world will continue guessing, debating, and wondering what comes next. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next update on this story. The situation is changing quickly, and every new detail will be covered as soon as it emerges.